Valley Club. The Professor X saga starts later this week, but he's available on a test server right now. So we're gonna take him into battle in arena on the test server to see how much of an impact he's gonna be once there's some live Professor X in the game. It is also Monday, so we're gonna dive into your mailbag questions. And if you're ready for all of that and more, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin and I hope you're having an excellent day. We are taking Professor X onto the test server in this video, also answering all of your mailbag questions. And if you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for even more Marvel Strike Force content, at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week, and ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. We are on the test server. Professor X is live on the test server, and our Professor X is a 7 red, 7 no diamonds on him, so 7 yellow, 7 red, and we're gonna go into arena to take him in. And the team that we're using is kind of just all of our good mythic characters. I know mythic Null doesn't have the mythic tag, but pretty much everyone else does. All right, let's find a decent team. All right, Commander right here. We have pretty much all the other characters as well. They have a endgame Thanos and a Professor X. Let's go into battle on this. Have not done any battle so far, so let's play this together. Let's go. All right. So I guess let's go with the special one. We want a coin flip. Let's go on Odin. Just I'm not sure if we're always going to win the coin flip. I'm not sure if that's the right way to go, if that's the wrong way to go. The special on Odin, and what we gotta do is make sure that Odin does not take a turn. Now their Professor X is almost dead. Maybe we should have done the Mephisto move on their Professor X. All right, Odin takes a turn right away, gets his battlefield effects off, so this was not the right way to go. Let's go with ours, and we get the battlefield effects off as well. No, we don't. We didn't get any assists, so this is not the right way to play this battle. We're gonna go in again. All right, let's see. Does our Professor X, does he take a turn? Can we get it to take a turn? Nope, there goes first. Their Cyclops goes and knocks out our Null. And smashes it. Smashes. All right, we do get to take a turn. Can we do anything? Can we get their Professor X down or their Odin down? Their Odin is blind right now. And our battlefield effects are off the field right now. Let's see if we can get Odin down from our Professor X. Our Cyclops. Ooh, that's interesting. Cyclops looks very similar to Professor X. All right, so we are... this is not going how I thought it was gonna go. I didn't know how this was gonna go. This is the first time we're doing this battle. All right, so we have we gotta make a massive comeback if we're trying to win this. All right, so maybe we could take out their Odin. He does have a death proof though. All right, looking pretty good. Their Odin's about to take a turn, and now we die. All right. So that's not how to play this battle. Let's try this again. All right, we load into battle. Who should I do this on? We basic or special? Let's go with Jane bleeds, damage going there, trauma disrupted. Maybe we try to block their Professor. Actually, let's see if we could. I've tried this on Odin before, didn't work. Let's go with the special on their Mephisto. All right, so not enough damage, so that's not the way to go there. Maybe if this doesn't work, we go with their special on the Professor X. All right, let's go with we do Mephisto again. Let's go in Mephisto again. All right, I think that is kind of an RNG play there, because I don't think he's always gonna get stunned from that apocalypse. All right, they got that battlefield effects going. And do I want to do this special, or let's go with the special? I think our Odin dies if we don't go with the special. Yeah, we don't have our battlefield effects, unfortunately. Actually, we do now. All right, their Null goes. All right, there is. All right, there's Professor X. And our Odin is not in good shape. There goes Mephisto, so super hard counter to Mephisto. Let's go with our Null. And we don't get to, all right, all right, so Professor X blind. Is this unavoidable? This is unavoidable. Let's see if we can clear battlefield effects. Let's go. All right, and we got the Odin down. Oh, they got our Odin is down as well. All right, so I think if we, there goes their Mephisto. If we could get their Professor X, all right, I think we're ahead now. Their Thanos endgame, I don't think did the passive yet. This will trigger it. Yeah, we're not gonna, yeah, it's gonna go right there. There goes the passive. Ooh, kills the Apocalypse. That was rough. Maybe we should have done the special there. All right, let's go with the ultimate on Professor X on that endgame Thanos. All right, destroys it again. Let's see if we can climb up one more level. Let's see if we get another fight. And I never see a dorky dad. They have a gladiator on this one. We're not going to be able to target their Mephisto right away. Let's see how this battle goes. Just kind of experimenting here so you guys can see some different plays with Professor X. All right. How big of a problem is that gladiator going to be? All right. So actually, we can still do this on Mephisto. So I guess I'm forgetting something in Kit that's blocking the taunts. Probably Professor X Kit. Let's go special on Mephisto again. That seemed to work the last time. All right, we don't get the assist from our Apocalypse, but it kills their Mephisto. Okay, I think we're ahead now. Our Odin is almost dead. I think if we do the basic, he dies. So we do the special here, and that gives him a little health. Also that barrier. Now their Odin will get the battlefield effects off, unfortunately. All right, but luckily we're looking good. All right, we remove a lot of that stuff with our Odin basic, our battlefield effects. Now their Odin has a safeguard, is blind, and I think we get the kill with the null. Now, whoa, domination, man. Professor X is so good. All right, do we won that one? Is there another fight with Professor X? Let's see what we have in the rankings. If anybody's updated their teams. All right, we got one more Goofy Rex. Let's do some cores here. Slightly different fight again. Let's go fight this one, and let's just go. Same exact team so we can see how this battle plays out. All right, there is no gladiator, so let's go with the special. Now, they win the coin flip this time. Let's see if that makes any difference. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We'll go the same move. Let's go the special on Mephisto. It seemed to work pretty good last time. All right, let's go basic again on Mephisto, and there he goes. All right, so that seems to be the way to go. Special on Mephisto, then get their Mephisto with the basic, the follow-up. All right, so we have to do the special again. There that goes. All right, their Odin has the battlefield effects on the field. So do we. The null. Whoa. All right. Oh man, this is not looking good. Whoa, yeah, oh man, we got our butt kicked on this one. I wonder if it was a misplay or the coin flip. If we try this one more time just to see what happened here. Still trying to go after Odin. See if we could come back. All right, let's. I actually want to go on their Professor. Okay, we go on their Odin. Can we get the Professor X as well? Okay, we might still win this. We have a Professor X in it. Oh, we have a Professor X and a null and a summoned Cyclops. They have a endgame Thanos, which I don't think has done the passive yet. We might trigger it now. This could be bad for us. Professor X might die. Oh, he survives. All right, we get the summoned Carnage. We get the summoned Professor X, and we still win. Oh my goodness, I thought we were going to lose that battle. All right, Professor X, very, very, very strong, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez, that was not expected. Definitely was not expected. Had to do a little bit of experimentation. I think when Professor X comes in, start with the Mephisto special, then basic on their Mephisto. Once their Mephisto goes down, then I think it's a much easier battle. But I think there's a lot more testing that's needed. But let me know what you think of that gameplay, Professor X in Arena. As we move on to your mailbag question of the week, and big shout out to everybody that left a question for this edition of the mailbag. Now, if you do want to leave a question for one of these future mailbag videos, which we do on a weekly basis, make sure you join the Discord. The link is going to be down below, and make sure you go to the Mailbag Questions channel. Ask your question there. The first question of the week. ValleyFlyin, is courting still viable? I feel something has changed. 20 orbs, base barely got 4 stars on DD of Modern, and 16 orbs barely unlocked Silver Sable. I don't recall Havoc, but it was more than 10. Yeah, so I mean, you gotta expect the minimum when you're opening those orbs, those character orbs, right? There is a big drop chance of the 180, but more often than not, you're getting a 6 or an 8. So if you're courting with that in mind, how many orbs would that be to get the unlock for a 100 shard character? Yeah, so 16.6 orbs is what you would need if you're getting the bare minimum, all that. So basically 17 orbs if you're getting the bare minimum. So your Silver Sable is unfortunately in line with the law of averages. You're getting really lucky if you got 20 orbs and a 4-star in a Daredevil Modern. You're above the averages. So yeah, I know it sucks, and I know, you know, sometimes it feels really good when you get a big drop, but I guess the way I look at these orbs, right, I'm opening them, I'm spending that 675 power cores for 6 shards. 6 shards. Now, if I get something like an 8 or a 20, super happy because I'm expecting 6. So I think it's just the way you look at it. If you look at I'm spending this many cores for that unlock, then you may get disappointed because you may get good or bad RNG. You may do a lot less cores, but let's assume you're getting normal RNG or getting the worst possible. That's what I would assume. So I don't know if it's changed. I think just RNG, you got good RNG before, and now you're getting either normal or bad RNG. ValleyFlyin, my question is, Kestrel wins the zombie vote. Will she also keep her MSF original tag? And that actually reminds me that I forgot to do my vote. So make sure you guys are voting. Don't be like me. Don't forget to do your votes. I'm gonna vote for Squirrel Girl just because I think it's gonna be crazy. But remember, this is a brand new version of these characters. So it's not like a rework to Cable or rework to Cosmo, rework to Kestrel, rework to Squirrel Girl. These are brand new characters that have come to the game. So I guess the question is, would the new version of Kestrel still have that MSF original tag? And I guess it's kind of whatever the devs want, right? But if it was me, I would put that tag on her because even a zombie version of Kestrel is still an MSF original character, in my opinion. But I guess it's whatever the devs want for that. But I would say yes. Let me know who you guys are voting for this. And yeah, just make sure you don't forget like I did. And there's another question. When are they going to add another MSF original tune? Marvel Strike Force, Marvel's Contest of Champions got one recently in December. I don't know. I think it depends on whenever they're going to have a original character that would align with whatever team or whatever thing they're trying to do in games. So a lot of times they bring in teams that are trying to solve problems, right? So the current Vigilante team, that's the problem, the skill section in the Chaotic Storm raids. You know, a lot of these war teams are to counter a problem on war defense. Crucible teams usually to counter a problem on Crucible defense. So again, I guess if there's a character that they want that Marvel does approve, because I know there are some suggestions for the original characters that get shot down by Marvel. So when all those things align, I guess that's when it's going to happen. So having a character that fits on a team and them designing that character and then actually having Marvel approve that. So when all those align, that's when it's going to happen. I don't know what that's going to be. Honestly, I don't know if the staff at Strikeforce knows exactly what it's going to be as well, because some of that is up to Marvel, but hopefully soon. I kind of like these original characters. I kind of like Kestrel and Val and these just weird characters in the game. But I don't know, I may be alone on that. Let me know your thoughts on these original characters, what you would want to see done with that. What are the best teams right now for Battle World? My list doesn't have any Odins, mostly due to lack of purple ISO ad. No nulls, and I think only one Mephisto that isn't 7 stars yet. So the endgame character is not accessible for us. So is the Battle World. The Battle World teams are gonna, Astral. The Astral teams are going to be the best in Battle World. They were meant for that. And then I guess for the other nodes, I know there's one node on day 3 that you really need Odin, and you need to play that correctly. You need to save the special. That node, you're going to struggle. I guess just whatever you can. I think a lot of it is designed for Odins, nulls, apocalypses, things like that. And for the null boss, these are the teams that I use for that null boss. So Astral team fully, just put it on auto and let it go. For this team, I guess you could replace Odin with let's go with Miss Marvel Classic or someone. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw some synergies off the top of my head. I know she goes with Kahori. Just replace someone with Odin, but Annihilators and Kahori work pretty good as another team. And then I think you should have this team as well, except for the Mephisto. So maybe like an Agatha in a spot instead of Mephisto, just for some synergy with Oath and Blade. Then you still have that Apocalypse and Skrull. So hopefully these teams, these save squads help with the actual boss fight. But just in those nodes that require certain characters, just use the best characters you have for those nodes and kind of experiment. The good thing about Battle World is you could go back out of the fight and keep doing as many attempts as possible. So what I would do at that point is just keep attempting, see what team of yours is the best, or every one of your lines, just see what team does the best for that particular node, and then go with that one for that day. And then the next time Battle World comes back, try that team again, but you may have upgraded characters in that time, in that month. So try some of the new characters and see what works for that. Also, have you heard any negative feedback regarding the green raids being removed? Personally, I'm feeling it, and my alliance is pretty disappointed that actually the crimson gear for most has drastically been decreased. So what they were supposed to do, and I didn't go look at the numbers to see if they actually did this, but it was supposed to be replacing the green raids, and it wasn't supposed to be a drop on other raids as far as resources that you're getting. So I don't know if you were doing the Orcus raids or one of the Doom raids, or I can't remember what the other green raids were before Chaotic Storm. But if there are less rewards, and especially that crimson gear, let me know that in the comments. I do want to give that feedback to the devs, because I don't think it was supposed to be less rewards for the new raids. Even non-full alliances during the Chaotic Storm original, not the Chaotic Storm Omega, was supposed to still be beneficial. So yeah, that's not a good thing if they're removing or reducing the crimson gear that you get from those raids. Valley, for the Professor X unlock, I'm thinking Blade, Oath, Punisher, Hitmonkey, Daredevil, Monitor for the city section. I'm gonna hold off putting gear tier 20 on them just yet, but do you think those would be one of the better teams to stake the city nodes? Thanks for the help. I am doing something very similar. Obviously, Blade and Oath are two characters that I'm thinking of bringing in. They're Night Stalkers. You need them in the raids. They're very good in Crucible War, and they have the updated stats. So those are two good characters. As far as the rest of the Vigilante, I do like that Punisher, because very cheap to bring in. It doesn't take a lot of gear to get him up to gear tier 20. So as far as the Dark Dimension / Professor X Saga characters to bring in, that does fit one of the requirements: cheap. The other two are they good in that Dark Dimension / Saga? If they are, then that's a good thing. I think nobody really knows that part yet, because it's not out in the game yet. And the third is, are they gonna have value after that saga or after that Dark Dimension? So Punisher does hit two of those marks. It's cheap. He's gonna have value after. How good is he gonna be in that Professor X Saga? I have no idea. I'm assuming he's gonna be pretty good because of those updated stats, but also hearing that people have done some data mines and you might be able to just get those bonuses. There's bonuses for those characters even without a full team. Not sure, haven't seen those data mines firsthand. I've just seen some comments on Reddit and things like that. So you may need Hitmonkey, Daredevil, Modern, and Silver Sable based on what they do with their the nodes and the bonuses that they get for those nodes. But I'm actually thinking this exact same thing: Blade, Oath, Punisher, because of the cheap and the value afterwards. And then Daredevil, he does have the healing. I think he's one of the characters you bring in. And then after that, Hitmonkey or Silver Sable, I am not sure, but I'm like yourself, just all my gear tier 20, just holding it, putting it aside until I actually get to those nodes, and then I'll make a decision, because by then, I'm assuming a lot of people have already been through it and they can give the good information on how these characters are actually gonna perform in that Professor X Saga. So I hope that answers all of your questions, at least for now. Thanks to everybody that left a question for the mailbag. Let me know what you think of the Professor X gameplay. How much will he impact Arena once you get him unlocked? If you got some value from this video, leave it a like. Again, big shout out to everybody that left a question for that mailbag. Make sure you join Discord if you want to leave a question for a future mailbag. And if you want to check out the only 10 teams that you need to win in Marvel Strike Force, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.